What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Tuesday team here today, which I can officially say we have our full normal Tuesday team, which means every Tuesday you guys will get to see Hefe picks on the show. Hefe, welcome to being our regular Tuesday guy. How are you today?
It's going to be a great day, man. I'm excited to start, excited to make that official. I'm excited to spend Tuesdays with y'all, man. It's always a great day.
Absolutely.
Love you, man.
We love having you on, brother. And J-Bo is Hefe's biggest fan. J-Bo, we always appreciate you tuning in.
It really is.
Joseph, you're here as well. We appreciate you, brother. Motown rules. Let's go Pistons. I mean, come on, you don't have to rub it in me and Hefe's face the Knicks lost. However, the over did cash, so we are happy about that. JD, over to you. How are you today, brother?
Doing good, man. Tired a little bit. The way the sports schedule's working right now, having to stay up really late. But yeah, man, like everything's good though.
Good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, JD, I will say it was interesting getting a message from you at like 4:00 in the morning last night with games to go over for today, but you are always grinding. So good on you. I know you were watching the Aussie Open. I think it's the Aussie Open. One of the tennis opens out there. So keep it up. I know you've been killing that as well. Couple quick things I want to say today. Today's a big day in my world. Shout out my father. Happy birthday, big dog. Had to get that in there. One of our biggest supporters of the show, so we appreciate
Big day, man. It's not every day that you turn 25 years old for the 25th time.
75, same kind of thing there. So happy birthday, Pop. Just had to get that in there. One more thing I want to let you guys know. Please bear with me today. I absolutely have a brutal cold. I cannot stop coughing. So if you see me hacking up along in the corner.
That really might be my fault. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. I think somebody got me sick. So there we go. And please do not be telling people you got me sick. That's going to give people a horrible impression of what happened. We were near each other over the weekend. That would be why, not because of anything weird. But fellas, we have a great slate today. One thing we have to do is recap yesterday, which, I can't wait to do that after my brilliant Vikings pick. So let's go into our recap from yesterday. JD, we'll start with you. I know you had the Rams, so I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, man. Yesterday was good. The Rams, that was just a start to finish win for them. It went just like I thought. I told you the Vikings could not get down to actually start the game. If the Vikings got down to start the game, that was just going to be bad for actually them, and that's how the game actually turned out there. What else did I give out on the show? Pistons. I gave out their team total over. That was over 107. I think they scored 120 something. That one wasn't even close. And yeah, man, it was an overall. It actually was a good day. So
we love to hear that. I'll quickly go over how I did. I swept the board outside of the NFL. So we still profited yesterday. We went 3-0 in the NBA. We hit the over in the Knicks. We hit the Spurs. And then that parlay we gave out. But unfortunately, I did have the Vikings. So that was a bad read by me. We still finished Super Wildcard Weekend positive and decently positive. However, it was not a good read by me. I'm the first to admit that the Vikings were absolutely the wrong play last night. Before I go to Hefe, Josh, let's fucking go, baby. Rutgers season is back on. Absolutely massive win for the boys last night. Well, I was going to ask Hefe how he did yesterday, but as you can see, I'm not sure if he's currently here. So we're going to go over to a couple more comments.
Sorry, I just actually dropped my AirPod.
There we go. Well, welcome back. Well, before we answer this question, I'm going to ask how you did yesterday, and let you be the first to answer this question.
To the Vikings, I also had a Addison anytime and a Kyron anytime. So we hit on the Kyron anytime. Oh, man. I'm reading the question in front of my face. I don't want to say I've never seen anybody fumble a bag the way he fumbled it, but nothing's coming to mind right this millisecond. So how many weeks are there in the NFL? There's 18 regular season weeks, right?
Yep.
At the end of week 17, you could have came to me and asked me, how much money do you think the Vikings are going to give Sam Darnold? And I would have told you, I don't know, probably like $100 million, if not more. After last week, after they lost to the Lions, I was still saying, you know what? Still coming back. He's going to get a lot of money. He just can't shit the bed in the wildcard weekend. Oh, my God. Nightmare scenario.
Nightmare.
I had two stats. Tied for the most sacks ever in a wildcard game.
Yep.
Set the record for the most yards lost via sacks in a playoff game. I want to and I want to ask you guys this. There was a point in the game, and I don't know, maybe I don't pay attention enough, where Joe Buck was actually getting so frustrated with Sam Darnold holding the ball. And he just, like, just throw it, you gotta get it out, gotta get it out, gotta get it out. I don't feel like that. And it kind of switched my mentality because at that point I was like, offensive line is what the game is. And now I'm like, I don't know, man. You gotta get it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 1,000%.
So who do you think it's on?
Sam Darnold. It's on Sam Darnold. I mean, the line didn't do a great job, but there were many times in that game you saw him staring down a blitz in his face. They were running directly down the middle at him. It could have been a corner. Sometimes there was a cornerback blitz on the strong side that they did that worked, but it was also on the side that he was facing. So he saw all the blitzers, and he stood there. There was one play that really bothered me when he was standing in the pocket and just turned backwards. He straight up just turned around so he didn't fumble and took a vicious hit in the back. And it was like, man, this guy just does not have it in the big games. And back to the question here from Diamond Dog. How much money did Darnold lose? Hefe is saying he thought Darnold was going to get a $100 million contract. I was on the show saying if everything continued, he was going to get a $200 million contract. He would have got the Daniel Jones deal, and he would have deserved it if he didn't have an absolute meltdown. I know we're Giants fans, Hefe. We've talked about the potential of maybe Sam Darnold leaving the Vikings, going to the Giants. I don't think anybody's going to be making a move like that. I think Sam Darnold is a career backup going forward. There's a place for him in the NFL. There is not a place for him as a starting quarterback in the NFL, especially on a playoff caliber team. JD, what do you think?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, like, that goes back to actually what I actually said was that they could not be down and him having to drop back. Like, that was the worst possible thing for them, and it showed. He just did not get the ball out. Like, I mean, just simple as that. And actually, like Hefe said, like, you had Vikings fans and really, really like everybody about to give him, you know, a good contract, like thinking like, damn, like Super Bowl, like we could actually get to the Super Bowl. To now the Vikings are having Daniel Jones as their fucking starter next year. Like,
no, calm down. That's crazy. That's crazy.
They still have the rookie, what's his name from Michigan? They still have JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
So I think he's still the plan, but I mean, he can't be back.
It's just so
he is, but but I don't see him being there though. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I think he killed his stock. And you heard it first from the coach last night, Kevin O'Connell. When they asked him, how was it with Sam Darnold? Do you expect him to be back? And Kevin O'Connell's exact words were, I will always remember the season of me and Sam Darnold. What we did was special, and I wish him the best. So I don't think it gets any more clear that they're not going to be bringing him back after last year. He had a fantastic year, but he was playing above his talent. And when it comes to the big game, it seems like we know what Sam Darnold is. The ghosts are back, and he is not able to do what he does. So to me, that was the big takeaway from that game.
No, just crazy, man, because it really changes like two total directions, right? You got the direction of JJ McCarthy, where if Sam played good these last 2 weeks, who knows if JJ ever even starts for the Vikings? Now you have to think to yourself, okay, JJ is probably going to be the week 1 starter. Where's that franchise going now? And B is, like you just mentioned, Alpha, Sam Darnold is going to go take another backup job at another place, be a bridge quarterback somewhere. I actually have no idea.
Jameis Winston role going forward. The same thing Jameis was for the Browns this year is where I anticipate Darnold being for the next couple of years. He had his shot. He did great for the regular season, but when the games mattered most, when the game was on the line, he cannot deliver. And I think that's what everyone learned. He's an immense talent. That's why he was drafted as high as he was. But unfortunately, the big game gets the best of him, and he's not able to handle the emotions. And we learned that pretty definitively in last night's game. Do you guys think the Rams have a shot to make a run? Were you impressed with the Rams? Because to me, it was more a negative game by the Vikings, and they looked so bad compared to.
I don't know, man. Rams D looked absolutely on fire. I mean, like, literally, they were so fast. And I forgot who it was, either Joe or Troy during the broadcast made a point of like, they've hit on so many picks. So many defensive players that they have are second year, third year rookies, and they're playing well. They got 2 safeties. I have no idea their names. They have 4 interceptions each. Jared Verse obviously looks like a star.
Beast.
The other guy, Frisk from Florida State, also. Fisk,
F-I-S-K, I believe, or F-I-S-K-E.
Regardless, great player, and they just do a good job of doing their job. They're well coached, and on offense, I'm never going to count out the guy who's been there, done that before in Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
That's the ultimate X factor, right? That's why. I mean, I know we're not even going to talk about Rams Eagles, but I give
Well, I
them a
have to
shot.
put this on the screen. I have to put this on the screen because it's good timing.
On the
Yeah.
field. That's what I'm talking
On
about.
the field,
On
the
the field.
JD on the field line. Yep.
I
Hey,
will say
you never know.
Eagles offense didn't exactly wow me last week.
Jalen looked
No.
terrible. So we will have more. on
Look,
that.
hey, and as far as that one goes, yeah, not to get too far into that yet, but the Eagles matchup, their offensive matchup in that one was supposed to be so good.
Yep.
Like, and they didn't do shit.
Dude, JD, the score was 10-0 at halftime, and the Packers should have scored. Well, definitely should have scored 3. Missed the freaking easy field goal, and the Packers just kept them in the game for so long. It's actually why I kept watching. I was like, oh my god. At one point, Jordan Love is just going to connect one of those stupid ass passes, and they're going to be right back in this game, 10-7, and just they're lucky it didn't happen. I am not impressed. I did not walk away that game being like, wow, damn, this Eagles offense, something else. And Nakobe Dean, that's a bad loss.
I agree.
He is a big time player for them. Big. He is their second best linebacker behind Braun, who's their Mike.
Wow, that pick by Braun, by the way, last thing I'll talk about by this game, and we'll keep it moving. That pick to Braun was one of the worst throws I've ever seen by Love. He threw it directly to him, and that changed the game there.
It's going to come out tomorrow, the next day, that the man's freaking elbow is broken. You already know what's coming.
100%. They have to justify it some way. But, fellas, that's going to do it for the recap. You ready to get into some picks for today, what the people are all here for?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
JD, you sounded very excited, very convincing, baby. Let's get it. NCAA, we are going to start with the Villanova Xavier game tonight. Trivia for anybody in the chat. Where is Xavier University? Because I thought I knew, and I was completely wrong. I know F.A. thought he knew, and he was completely wrong.
I was
And
close.
JD did not know either. So put it in the chat if you know where it is. But let's break down this game, fellas. Villanova is coming into this one 11-6 on the year. They are 4-2 in conference, taking on an Xavier team that is 10-7 and 2-4 in conference. So Xavier's been really bad in conference play. Villanova has been really good. However, Xavier is a favorite in this game. F.A., what do you like in Villanova Xavier tonight?
Nova took a little bit, I'd say they took a year off last year. You know what I mean? Especially from the Villanova that us three grew up with, right? And the Villanova that us three grew up with was just the best coached team with always the best type of role players that defended well, that never wowed you in college, but then got to the league and just were great role players for a really long time. Obviously, as Knicks fans, we have a lot of them on our team. But with that being said, I like where Villanova is this year. I love their best player, Dixon. He's playing really good basketball. And Nova had a great win against UConn, not their last game, but I think the game before that. I can't really remember. Anyway, Xavier, not impressed, to be very honest with you. I'm going to roll with Nova here. I know they're on the road. It doesn't scare me. I'm going to take them on the spread.
Yeah, I like Nova as well. I'll keep this one short and sweet. It's not my favorite play of the day, but I am going to take them plus the points here. I think this one will be very close to the very end, and if you are going to give me Nova at the +2.5 to +3, I'm absolutely going to take it. This one to me is a true pick 'em. So if you're going to give me what I think is the better team at a slightly better price, that's exactly what I'm playing. Let's see Nova have a big win tonight and cash it for us here. JD, what do you got?
We talked about this Nova team last week. They beat UConn. I think it was 68-66. That was a good win by them. But to be honest, if you watch that game, UConn started out that game so cold. Like they could not make anything. I think their first half, they only scored like 25 points.
Yeah.
So actually like they got back in to the game, but just couldn't quite finish it there. Like there is a good win. But like I said, that was just a lot going on there for actually me. To me, this is a very interesting matchup because as far as actually Xavier here, my numbers love them. They actually have them here by actually almost 5 points. And to me, the eye test does not show that. As far as Xavier is actually as far as actually conference play goes, they have looked bad.
Yeah.
They really have. As far as my numbers and then as far as the eye test, they just don't really meet here. I do have to say, as far as on the season, Xavier at home, they are 8-2. And while Nova on the road, they're actually 1-3. So between my number and then what those like home and road splits say, the line here seems like a good line. I actually thought I was going to have a play in this game, but then, like I said, once I really dug into it here, I'm like just going to have to pass. As far as the Nova side, just from the eye test, I actually definitely have to lean there, though.
Sometimes the best play is no play, JD, so I got to use the graphic today. We all know why I like to use it, but no play officially from JD. He does have a strong lean, but no official play from him there.
I think that is a great bet because actually, like Iowa State is that team that, as far as this year, they like love to run and they can score with actually anybody, but they have a defense still, though. Like actually, like most of these teams, their like defense is still just not there.
Yep.
But they actually have the defense also while actually trying to run that actually like faster pace. So actually, yeah, like I actually love that one.
Iowa State scares me because they're that same team in the playoffs that every year that does what the Vikings did last night. Every year they blow it in the first or second round. So it does scare me a little with Iowa State, but they are a good team this year. This is the best team I think I've seen of Iowa State in a very long time. So they do have a chance. And I definitely think there is some value on that. Footy, I'm sorry to tell you that I don't think you want the three of us up here breaking down the Frankfurt-Freiburg game. I can tell you what league it is. That's about all we can do. All right, fellas. It's time to get into a little NBA action. And the first game we're going into, to me, is a very interesting one. So let's get right in to the NBA today. And the first game that we're going to is going to be the Cavs taking on the Pacers. This one's very interesting for a couple reasons. Cavs only have 5 losses on the year, which we all know. However, their most recent loss was against these Pacers 2 nights ago, where the Pacers ran them out of the gym, 108-93. Do you guys think we see a rematch of that tonight? A couple big injuries to take a note on this game. Is it Tyrese Halliburton is a true game-time decision? Aaron Nesmith is out for the Pacers as well, and then they have a couple guys out for the year, such as Isaiah Jackson and James Wiseman, which we already know. On the other side, Luke Travers is out for the Cavs, whoever the hell that is. And then Ty Jerome is a game-time decision. Hefe, over to you. What do you like in the Cavs tonight? Do you think they get a little redemption spot after getting walked out of the gym last game, or is it going to be another?
Listen, Pacers are hot, man. Six wins in a row. 3 of their 6 wins, they've kept the opponent under 100 points, including this last one versus the Cavs, where they kept them to 93. That's really hard to do against a team that is basically the best offensive team in basketball right now.
Yep.
I've never been a fan of these back-to-backs, home and home type of situations. I really don't understand why we're doing it. It's not like the team doesn't have to travel, and it's not like I don't know. I just don't get it. I hate this. But in this situation, I can't see a team as good as the Cavaliers having back-to-back terrible shooting nights versus the same exact team, same exact defensive scheme, and possibly that team that just beat them without one of their best players, Tyrese Halliburton. I got the spread at 7.5 right now, and I'm rolling with the Cavs at 7.5. I think they take care of business, get some revenge.
Yeah, the line, I had it at 7.5 earlier, but it's up to 8 now where I'm sitting on my book. So I'm going to take the current line, which is the -8. I absolutely love the Cavs in this spot for a bounce-back performance. With potentially not having Tyrese Halliburton, with just getting taken out of the gym by the Pacers last game, I do expect a big bounce-back performance from the Cavs this year. There's a reason the Cavs are 13-3 on the road and 33-5. They are one of, if not the best team so far in the NBA this year. And it's not just that their starters are really good. We talk about it on this show all the freaking time. Their bench is so deep, and that's the strength of this team. Another big part about this team that's a little surprising to me is the improvement Evan Mobley has made this year. He has turned into a very strong, very talented player for this team. Same with Jared Allen, 2 guys that earlier in their career weren't anybody that was like looking at them as stars. I know that Mobley was an early draft pick, but its first couple years were not exactly impressive. So it's good to see these guys coming into their own and playing some good basketball. They're very well coached, and this Cavs team does not lose back-to-back games this season. I anticipate them to have a big performance and win this by double digits. Give me the Cavs at -8 at -115. JD, what do you like in this one?
Yeah, man, I'm kind of on the same page here with y'all, except this number, man, just keeps going up. And I'm not sure I can lay like that many points here. The same thing is, as far as the total here, the total has shot up. And after last game being such a low-scoring game, I'm surprised to see the total shooting up as much as it is. So really, as of right now, I don't have a play. I'm going to spend a little more time on this one though, and I'm going to look at it either one of two ways. I'm going to either play a Cavs actually first half play for them to come out and just go ahead and get that lead, or if this total keeps going up a little bit more. This is going to sound crazy coming from me, but I may come back in and play a Cavs team total under.
Interesting.
Because that like number is just getting high.
Josh, you're right. So we have a couple comments about this game we're going to go over before we break the next one. This is a theory or a trend that a lot of people have played in the past couple years. 3 years ago, this was the best trend in the NBA. I believe that was 2021. In 2021, basically every bet you made on whenever a star team had their best player out was cashing. It was an unbelievable year. It has not been like that since. There a little bit, but not as much as it was a couple years ago where a lot of people, that was their live or die trend. One more question here I see from David that I want to jump on is what's Evan Mobley's rebound line currently? I have it on FanDuel at 9.5, but it's juiced on the under. It's plus 120 on over 9.5 rebounds. Good point here that the Pacers allow a ton of rebounds because they're such a high-paced team that there tends to be a lot of rebounds in their game. Plus, they're not exactly the most physical team down low. So I can absolutely see that happening at plus money. Do either of you guys like the Evan Mobley over 9.5 rebounds at plus 120? F.A.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I really don't. I'm looking at this game from a pure offensive situation. Cavs are ticked. They know that they're better than scoring 93 points. This is going to be, I think this is all offense, although the total is weird. I'm wondering if it's shooting up only because this is a back-to-back. If the Cavs are playing just a team comparable of the Pacers, just not the Pacers, I wonder where it would be. I just think it's a situation of you just saw this team schemes. How much more different can it be a day later?
Yeah, totally understand that for sure. JD, do you like the over on the rebound prop?
Not really. I honestly think it's about right, like right where it should be. Because basically 9, I think, is where the number should be, and that's why you see some books and actually you have actually you said Alpha. Would you have a 9.5 at plus 120?
Yep.
And then at a couple books, I'm actually seeing 8.5s, but they're super juiced.
Yep, on FanDuel for him to get just 8 rebounds because you can't move it to 9. You can either take a number, which is 9.5, 8 or 10. They do it on even numbers, which is so weird. But he's minus 200 to get 8, and then plus 120 to get 10. That's a wild for only a 2 rebound gap, in my opinion.
So for me in this
Vegas, man, Vegas, oh, man, you already know what's coming. You know that 9 is coming.
Yeah, that's why I'm just. I'm just gonna stay away from that.
Yeah, after looking at that juiced 8 compared to the 10, it's just very, very, very interesting that they make it that big of a price disparity. Good point from David, though. I know David's high on this rebound total. Mobley has 10 plus in 6 and 7 games versus the Pacers. I still like it. I think you have a good chance of hitting it. But if this hits at exactly 9, that's Vegas. It's just what they do. So this one does feel like it could be one of those where it's going to hit exactly at 9. All right, boys, let's keep it moving to the second game we're breaking down in the NBA, which is going to be the Sacramento Kings taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Man, the Bucks have been a pretty big disappointment this year, guys. And I've been saying it on this show all year long that I do think they need to blow it up sooner rather than later and get some value for Dame, get some value for Giannis, and rebuild this team via the draft because I do not think that this is a championship caliber team any longer. The Kings are coming into this one, guys, 20-19. They are 10-7 on the road, so they are a better road team. The Bucks, 20-17 on the year, and they are 12-7 at home. Let's take a look at the injury report. For the Kings, Malik Monk is a game-time decision. On the other side, Chris Middleton has already been ruled out. Giannis, Gary Trent Jr., and Ryan Rollins are all game-time decisions as well. I like to bring up the ESPN BPI every now and then when it's a very interesting one to me, and this one gives the percentages at the Kings a 50.2% chance to win, and the Bucks at a 49.8% chance to win. JD, we haven't started with you. What do you like in the Kings-Bucks tonight?
Yeah, man, the Kings have been playing very, very, very well. Where have they won 7 straight games now?
Longest win streak in the NBA.
Yep. And then you have the Bucks. They are coming off a ugly loss to your name. What, that was like a 30-point loss?
34, 140 to 106.
34 point loss. With all that being said, the Bucks, they are a little bit actually banged up here. But to me, they are still the better team here. I think a lot of people are going to be on the Kings here to just actually keep that streak going. But to me, I think we're actually getting the better team here, and a team who's after that very, very bad loss.
Yeah,
they're actually going to come out strong here. And I actually think at -2 that's a very cheap price. So I am going to be on the Bucks here.
Money line or -2? What do you think's the better angle on this game?
-2.
I'm taking the money line. That's the reason I'm asking you there. So I think the better value is going to be on the money line. I don't want to mess around with the points, especially with how good this Kings team has been. But I agree with you. I do think the Bucks should be able to get the win here. Right now, I have on FanDuel that's a -2.5 at -110, or the money line's at a -128. So I'm going to be taking the money line. I do think the Bucks are going to be able to get it done here. I am waiting to see a little bit of the injury report. So I do want to make sure that Giannis is going to be able to go. However, I still like it now. The line is pretty indicative that he will be able to go. Things have played. So I'm anticipating Giannis to be in the lineup, and I do think the Bucks will have a big performance. Give me the Bucks on the money line at -128.
But sorry, one more thing, quick thing there. As far as the actual money line versus spread, because why I would take the spread is to lay the less juice, because I think the Bucks either win and cover this, and it's like an easy cover, or either actually or either they lose. So So that's why for me, I would rather just take the less juice.
I understand. Definitely understand why you would take that angle. Hefe, what you got?
This is interesting, man. I mean, this is like one of those what your head says, what your heart says, right? And usually, I mean, it's what the head says. You never want to go with your heart. But man, the Bucks just seem so unmotivated to play competitive team basketball right now. It's like at some points it's just Dame shooting for 30 possessions in a row, and then it's Giannis doing the same thing. It's like they're lacking that team aspect. They look unmotivated. Doc Rivers like he's having trouble getting to the players. While the Kings, they go ahead, they fire Mike Brown, and everybody goes buck wild on them. Oh my God, how can you blame the coach? What are you doing? This is BS. He just won Coach of the Year. He just got you the second seed in the West like 2 years ago. And what happens? Doug Christie takes over. They win 7 games in a row. They look defensively motivated, offensively motivated. Darren Fox looks like he all of a sudden doesn't want to leave. Sabonis is all of a sudden back to his double-double machine.
Yep.
And even though what you guys said is true, the numbers, the lay of the land, it really does say to Bucks play. I'm doing the eye test on this one. I'm taking the Kings on the money line.
I respect it. One thing I want to add, I just got injury news on this game. It is not affect. I think that may be why the line went from -2 to -2.5. Joe, you are correct. Malik Monk has officially been ruled out tonight. He will not be giving it a go. That just did come out now. He was not able to shoot around. So Malik Monk is officially out. So a lot of people, Joe was talking about Fox to potentially be a rebound prop tonight. I like it, especially with Monk out. I think it's definitely in play with that happening. So we have a couple of us on the Bucks. We got Hef on the other side here with the Kings. So we'll either be happy when we come back, me and JD, or Hefe will be happy after this one. Let's keep it moving, fellas. We have one more game we're breaking down today. And to me, it may be the best angle on the board. We have the Denver Nuggets coming in 23-15. They're 11-8 on the road, taking on a Mavs team that is 22-17, that is 12-7 on the road. Let me go over the injury report because it is a CVS receipt. For the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Julian Strawweather, all game-time decisions. On the other side, Kyrie Irving is a game-time decision with Dante Exum and Luka Doncic being already rolled out. So a lot of question marks in this game. Hefe, I know you love my pronunciation of Strawweather. What do you got in this game?
Man, I mean, Nuggets have won a few games in a row on the road. This line, the number right now, basically indicates that nobody's freaking playing and that both teams are going to be without their best players. And who has the better reserves?
You're right. That's how you cap this game.
Yeah, no, literally. So, like, if you take Luka and Kyrie off the Mavs, who's their best player? Klay Thompson, I guess. Yeah.
Oh God.
And if you take Jokic, Murray, and Gordon off the Nuggets. Jesus Christ. And it's Michael Porter Jr., which I guess is a road favorite, Nuggets. Yeah, talk exactly. Me at point guard would be funny. I'm rolling with
It
Nuggets.
would not. I've seen you play basketball. It would not be funny if you were the point guard in this game tonight. I'll tell you that. No offense.
Okay. We're not gonna. I almost went on a tangent. I stopped myself. Musa, I'm better. I'm older. I'm wiser.
There
Okay.
you go.
Nuggets minus 3.5 is where I'm taking this because I don't trust any of these people to play. And I'll be honest with you, if I did have to choose 1-2 play, it would probably be Jokic because this is a guy that just doesn't care. He'll play. He plays lackadaisical anyway. He could score 40 with zero effort. It's actually astonishing what he could do. I'm going to roll with the Nuggets. They've also been a pretty good road team here. They've won 4 of their last 5. And yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. 15 personal fouls, 10 charges taking, 5 water breaks.
Better than what my numbers would be. I'll tell you that.
Right.
About 7 technical fouls though.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I'm taking the Nuggets here. First of all, these teams also just played. Nuggets took care of business. Once again, this is one of those back-to-backs. Nuggets beat them by 10. Before that, they took care of business. There's the Spurs, the Clippers, the Nets. I'm liking the Nuggets in this spot.
I'm in the same boat you are. I think Denver rolls in this game, especially with the depleted rosters. Dallas is one of the most top-heavy teams in the NBA, in my opinion. When they do not have Luka, when they do not have Kyrie, they are not able to generate enough scoring. And that's just the issue with these guys. And I think that's exactly how this will play out tonight. I will say, these teams have played some good games this year, but the good games that they played were when everybody was healthy. The Nuggets beat the Mavericks 122-120. That was early November. Mid-November, the Mavs beat the Nuggets by 3 in Denver. But then the most recent game 2 nights ago was the Nuggets winning this game by 11. I think it will be more reflective of this game, the most recent one, due to the lack of players that should be there tonight. I really think Dallas will struggle to get points up, like I've been saying. And I really don't think Kyrie's going to be able to go either. I think Denver's going to roll. And I think after we get some injury announcements that this line will shift a good bit. So give me Denver minus the 3.5. It is one of my favorite bets of the day. I'll let that out early. It may be a best bet from me. JD, you with us? You against us? And how many technical fouls would you get starting as the point guard for the Denver Nuggets tonight?
I would get a lot. I would be thrown out so quick.
I see JD as a pregame fight type of guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like warm-ups type stuff.
He's getting in their face. He's getting in there.
Yeah.
Definitely. And just to go along with that, for this game, I'm just going to do a little puff pass.
There we go. So nothing from JD on that one. I was not expecting that answer, but that was hilarious. Fellas.
I did not realize that is something that we can do on the show. I will take that and put it in my pocket.
From where you are currently, if you do that where you currently are every day, I will give you $1,000. Okay, fellas, there's a couple things we still do on this show, as you guys know. The most important thing that we're going to do is go over our best bets for today, Tuesday, January 14th, a.k.a. Papa Alpha Dog's birthday. Hefe, how many bets do you have for the people today? You got 1, you got 2?
Because it's Papa Dog's birthday. I got 3.
All right, let's go. What do you got?
All right, guys. First, we're going to do the 2 NBA games. The first 2 that we spoke about. I'm going to roll with the Kings on the money line. I know that the metrics go towards the Bucks, but I'm doing this as an eye test game. I like the Kings right now. I like their mentality. Next, we're with the Cavs, bounce back spot against Pacers. These two teams just played. Cavs are better than a team that scores 93 points a game. I like the scrappiness of the Pacers, but I think today the Cavs just flat out shoot better. And my last best bet, we didn't speak about this game. Huge matchup tonight in college basketball. You get the number 1 ranked Auburn men's basketball team hosting the number 15 ranked Mississippi State.
Hold on. What is Auburn? You were going for the team name, and you said the Auburn men's basketball team.
Tigers.
There you go. Very good. Okay. And
Mississippi State Bulldogs. Don't do that.
Well done.
You want to keep going? What are you going? What do you want? What, DePaul Blue Demon? What do you want?
What's Xavier?
Musketeers.
Wow.
Yep.
Good job. Continue. You nailed it. I have no more. You nailed it.
Get out of here. Just
Well
all day. What team am I taking? Auburn. All right, guys. So, obviously, elephant in the room, Auburn's not their best player. And this guy's not a good player. He's not a great player. He is one of the best players in college basketball, double-double machine. I get it. But this team is not ranked number 1 in the country just because of him. they are a great basketball team. They are coached exceptionally well, and they play at home better than anybody. Guys, all of their home wins today, this season, have come by double digits or more. Some of those against subpar teams, some of them against good teams. Today, I believe the spread is 7.5 right now. It could be fluctuating since I put it out there this morning, but I'll stick with the number that I had. I'm taking Auburn. It's -7.5 at home. Mississippi State is a great, scrappy team that plays defensive basketball, and they should be able to slow the game down. But I think Auburn has enough playmakers to make up for the best player being out and still cover and win this game.
I will say, when you look at Auburn, you click on them and you look at the stat leaders, it's pretty brutal that Broom's not going to be there because he's their points per game leader. Yeah. He's the rebound leader. Not only that, he's their assist leader and block leader. So this guy does everything for this team. However, I do think Auburn's really deep, and I will be telling you on that Auburn play. JD, thoughts?
Yeah, I do have to say, man, Auburn, just like you said, they are such a deep team. And just to let you know how big of an impact he has, if he was playing tonight, this line would actually be in like the minus 13.5 range.
Easily.
So there is a big discount with him being out. Like I said, I do think technically there is still value on them, but this is going to be their first real game without him there. So I just want to see how everything.
Right. And it doesn't help they're going up against a good team. Mississippi State's a good team.
A top 15 team. They're ranked 14.
I'm not taking anything away from them. I also think, guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's hard to be that first team to play against a team that just lost pretty much their focal point of their offense, because it's like you have no tape on how they run without them.
Yep.
So, and I think in this game, that works well for Auburn. Let's say tonight or whatever, they weren't playing Mississippi State, they're playing Mississippi State the next game, and Brahm's still going to be out. Totally different story.
I agree.
But that mindset of no tape on how Auburn runs their offense or defense without their best player, the focal point, is interesting to me.
I agree. And one thing before I go into my best bets, last part about this game I want to bring up. You guys know I like to look at the ESPN BPI. Auburn's getting a 91% chance to win. That's a very large number from the BPI on a spread that is only less than 10 points. So I like that. That's a good sign in my opinion. So I'm definitely going to be telling you on that as well.
Where's Auburn?
What state is Auburn in?
Come on.
Come on. You got to
This is easy. This is a finger roll layup. They call it the Iron Bowl for a reason, because these two.
Everybody knows it's in Alabama. Come on, stop being an idiot. Don't even test me. You thought I didn't have that? Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
I digress. It's time for my best bets, ladies and gentlemen. First one we're going to today is going to be the Denver Nuggets minus the 3.5. We went over the reasons why, but I absolutely think Denver is going to win this game by at least 6 to 7 points. Give me Denver. And the second one, I'm going to say minus 7.5 on the, the graphic. But it's really 8 now, and I'm going with the exact number that the line moved to, -8. And that's absolutely hilarious footy. We don't need to go over that again. JD, what do you got?
Guys, this slate to me is definitely not my favorite one. I am actually up now, and I can really go through games a little bit more. So after the show, I'm actually definitely going to cap some more. But as far as right now, my only play after today is the Bucks, and that's at. What did you say? The line moved. You said that was up to 2.5.
2.5. 2.5.
2.5 is fine.
All right. Well, let me put the graphic on the screen. I apologize for the cough. I'm doing my best here to get through it. Here are the bets. Cavs -8, Nuggets -3.5. For Hefe, Cavs -8. That's the new line. Kings money line, and Auburn -7.5. And for JD, Bucks -2.5. Fellas, it's always a bit of a slower day after Super Wildcard Weekend, but it's a fantastic basketball day. I'm excited to dive in, and we broke down the games perfectly. JD, do you have any words for the people before we get the hell out of here today?
All I have to say today is, as far as your father, I don't really know what to call him.
Papa Dog.
Papa Dog. Just want to wish you a very happy birthday. And I know that Alpha Dog has some plans to watch tonight, and I hope you all have a great night. And you should just put in all of these best bets, and let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. I appreciate the kind words. I know my father does as well. Hefe, any parting words before we get out of here?
Happy birthday to your dad. Know him personally. Great man. Great dad. Hope you guys have a blast tonight. And hope that your slips pay for your dinner plans tonight.
That's need it.
Number one thing that I could hope for you. And don't worry, When I'm back, we will be doing a lot more. Where does this college located?
People seem to love that in the comments. Thank you to everybody. Wish my father as well a happy birthday in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you, and I know he does as well. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, and as my guy JD says, let's fucking win. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Peace.